Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 12 of my Sunderland career mode. Now in today's episode we're going to be finishing off the January transfer window. We're also going to play 2 matches as well amongst that, but hopefully going to try and make some new signings. We did obviously sell Pickford in the last episode, brought in Tom Heaton to try and replace him, and now we've got to try and build on the team with the money that we got from Pickford, who we sold for £35 million. We got 30 million of that to try and spend on new players, so a decent budget now to spend. We are actually going to bring in Cesares. We're going to make a signing straight away. He's going to sign our pre-contract agreement. Basically, from your comments in the last episode, I looked and a lot of you were saying to bring him in. Quite a good player in game. So we are going to sign Cesares for next season, just to give us another option at centre-back, because obviously Jason Denayer will be going back to Manchester City, and he could be quite pricey to buy. So we are going to bring in Cesares for free. He joins us at the end of the season, and that's our first signing made within the first minute of today's video. Before we go any further though, if we could try and hit 75 likes, I would really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'd be absolutely fantastic, and I would really appreciate that. And yeah, like I said, we've got this game against Charlton coming up in the FA Cup soon. But first of all, we are going to put in some bids for some players. I looked at all your suggestions in the previous episode, and I shortlisted some of them, scouted some of them, and we're also just inquiring about some of them as well. So there's quite a few inquiries to come back. A couple of different players here. Kessie, I think, was one of them that was suggested, along with Frank as well, and quite a few others as well that I've shortlisted. Ryan Gold was another. Pondence, I think is I pronounce his name, amongst some other strikers as well. Kasper Dolberg was mentioned, along with Alexander Isak as well from Dortmund. So quite a few different options for us. Peter Crouch as well. Certainly wouldn't rule them out as a potential signing. Obviously not expecting him to play loads, but he could be a good option for us potentially if we were able to get him for cheap enough. So yeah, we are going to sim one day, wait for these inquiries to come back, see exactly how much these players are going to cost us, and then we'll put in some bids. Okay, so first of all, we have to deal with the bids that we had come in for our players in the last episode. This one is for Ep12, West Ham coming back to us and saying they'll pay £7 million for him. We were after, I think, 7.5. That bid is obviously greater than what he is worth, so we could well accept it, and I think we might actually accept that one for Ep12. Get the £7 million in. Okay, we could have maybe stretched him a little bit further, but I don't think we will. We'll just accept it. Hoffenheim have also decided to match the £7 million as well. So it'll just be between those two. Ideally, it'll go to Hoffenheim, because obviously it's not in our league and doesn't affect us. But we'll wait and see exactly what happens over the next few days. Inquiries coming back here. This one for Ryan Gold, £8.5 million is what they want for him. Daniel Pondence, £12 million, again from Sporting. And they are not interested in letting Alexander Isak go because he's recently joined. Oh no, yeah, he has recently joined. So I think we can still put in a bid, to be honest. Like, he'll have joined in the summer if he has recently joined. Kessie inquiry was for £12.5 million. So quite expensive, some of these inquiries, some of these offers that they want us to put in. We are going to, I think, just take a look at a couple of these now. Okay, so Kessie's a player that we're going to take a look at. I was quite impressed with his stats when I was looking online at him. 20 years old, he's worth £12.5 million according to the club. We're just going to try a straight trade with Fabian Delph, a player I want to get rid of after he's a disappointing spell at the club. He's only been here a few months, but not been good enough for my liking, not made enough impact in game. So we are going to basically try and do a straight trade. Delph's worth £8 million, so they might not necessarily accept it. But with it being Fabian Delph, you would think they'd consider that one quite strongly. Again, though, we'll wait and see exactly what they come back and say. And now we'll move on to seeing if there's any other bids I can put in. I think we might try Isak, actually. Try putting a bid for him. Because I'm pretty sure Dortmund will be willing to listen to offers. Because he has been there long enough, I'd have thought. He's loan listed, and the chief executive also is saying that he's recently joined the club. We're going to just completely ignore that, and we're going to put in a bid anyway. We're going to go with £1.5 million. Just kind of test the water a little bit. I'm not too sure how much he's going to cost us, but I think it'll be an interesting one just to kind of see what Dortmund come back and say. More bids going in, this time for Dolberg. Not quite got his value back from the inquiry that we put in, but he was heavily suggested again in the comments, and we are going to go with a £5 million bid. Probably a little bit under what he's worth. I'm going to go pretty reserved for the initial bid, just to make sure I'm not overpaying. Again, looked really, really good. Decent stats as well. 6 foot, I think, as well. So he is kind of a good replacement for us, giving us a bit more height up front. And we will simulate it a couple of days, in fact just one day I think here, because we've got quite a few emails to come back before the Charlton game. Fraser Forster accepts the contract we offered him. We're not going to sign him. He signed Tom Heaton in the last episode, so sadly that one's not going to go ahead because we've already got Tom Heaton. Real Sociedad have come back and said they'll pay £10.5 million for Fabian Delph. That's another deal that we started in the last episode. We've got a player sold here as well, and that's Ep12. He goes to Hoffenheim, not West Ham, £5 million from that deal. Atalanta coming back very, very soon and accepting the bid that we put in order to get rid of Fabian Delph through there. We'll go with the Delph deal through Real Sociedad to begin with. Not too sure what I asked for in the last episode, but if we could get a little bit more money from doing this, then that would obviously be preferable. But it's just how much more could we get? Could we push them to £12.5 million? It's difficult to know, but we will try it. We'll go 12.5, I think. Atalanta as well. We'll go ahead with this deal, offer Kessie a contract, and we'll basically just see which one comes back best for us. We'll go 5-year deal and import a first-team player. Dortmund reject the bid. Player recently moved to the team, not available, so that is pretty clear-cut that we're not going to be able to get Isaac in this transfer window. The bid that we put in for Dolberg has been rejected because the player is too valuable for them. £5 million, clearly not enough to try and sign him, so we are going to have to up that one, I think, by the looks of it. And we are going to, I think, maybe go for something like 7. Oh no, I was saying 17. Ah, okay, that's a lot more than I thought. £8 million then is what we'll go with. And we also inquired about Frank Achimpong, you have to tell me how that one's pronounced in the comments below, no idea. We'll call him Frank for now, that's much easier. And they've come back and said £4.7 million. And the reason why this guy interests me is because A, is fast, and B, can play 2 positions, which is always quite nice to have a few different positions that various players can play. It's mainly the pace, though, that interests me. Left mid and left back as well, so I think he could be a good addition to the team. We've also got Charlie Taylor, we've also got Moreno as well, both of which have been doing very, very well. So this guy would be more as a left mid if we were to bring him in. But the thing is, do we actually need to bring in a left mid? There's no point bringing one in for the hell of it. So I'm not really too sure whether to sign him or not. It would be nice signing, but I'm just not so convinced we need him, especially when we've got Watmore who we're trying to develop in this team. I also just realised that Jermaine Defoe is insecure, apparently. The other 2 Sporting players as well, we will just, I think, get rid of those emails. Don't really think we need those positions right now. There's one that was a centre attacking mid, the other was a winger. Don't think they are our priorities right now, so we won't go ahead with those 2 other bids. We've got some more emails to take a look at. Quite a hectic transfer window to start things off with. Fabian Delph, that deal has been ruled out. They don't think he's worth £12.5 million. And Kessie declines the contract to join Sunderland. Thinks he's a top player at his current club, doesn't feel the move suits him. What? This is outrageous. I thought you'd just join us. We're in the Premier League, for God's sake. Why wouldn't you join us? Alright, we're going to have to really increase things a little bit. We'll go 40 grand a week, bonus per goal, 4-year contract, which is what he wants. We'll stick him with the important first-team player, though. Ajax still wanting £17 million for Dolberg. I don't think we'll go to 17. Our final bid might be something like £10 million. We'll see what they say to it. Ajax rejecting it. £17 million is what they want to spend. And I'm not going to go any further with that. I'm really not, because I don't want to spend that kind of money on him. I know he's obviously a very good player, but we have a Soro. He's the player we're trying to develop for next season, and there's no point bringing in a replacement for him and spending £15 million on something like that. So we are just going to not go ahead with that deal. We're going to focus on the strikers that we currently have. We've got Nichimi, Soro, and Jermaine Defoe. I think we're going to also add, might be a little bit unpopular, but Peter Crouch is, I think, going to be our 4th striker. I think he could be really good for us. I've used him before in career modes, and these sort of players surprise you, okay? These sort of players are quite surprising off the bench. We're actually going to put in a bid for Peter Crouch. I'm going to do this. He's 35 years old. Don't know how much they want for him. We'll go with a £1 million bid. It might well be that we have to pay more. But we'll see what Stoke City say. And yeah, I'd love to have Crouch in this team. Bring us some decent height going up front. And will be a fantastic player, I think, off the bench. We've also got Kessie accepting the contract. Fabian Delph is actually going to leave us here, and that's actually going to cost us a little bit of money to get rid of Delph in this trade. I thought it would actually save us money, but it hasn't. Kessie's going to come in. He's 6 foot, and I'm pretty sure he's relatively fast as well for his height. He's got some really, really good stats as well, I believe. Let's take a look at them now. Now, the original plan was not to sign a centre mid, but because we were trying to get rid of Delph, we had to bring in someone else to, I think, replace him. And these are the stats he has. 81 strength, 83 stamina, decent pace as well for someone of his height. Decent passing, which is obviously you need in there. Standing tackle's good. And yeah, 20 years old, 6 foot. You can only really get better at that sort of stage. And I've also just realised, we signed Yaya Toure, didn't we? I forgot about that. We're going to have an Ivory Coast midfield next season. An interesting Ivory Coast midfield, I think, next season. With Kessie and Yaya Toure both being in midfield. That could be one hell of a centre-mid partnership. That's a really exciting thing for next season for us, because I'm looking forward to using both of them. I think Kessie, I've never used him before, but he looks a really, really good player. I've never heard of him either before. That's the reason why I've signed him. I quite like to sign players I've not heard of, just to kind of try them out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Hopefully this one will work. over. Monthly scouting update as well. These are the players that we've been scouting this week. Some English players to take a look at, see whether any of these are actually half decent. Connor Bell looks alright, so we are going to sign him up. We will reject the other ones that don't look so good, and only one this week. But we will take a look at our youth academy as well in a second. Stoke City have accepted the £1 million bid for Peter Crouch. Might well have been overpaying a little bit there, but we're not too bothered because we just want to sign him. We're going to go 45 grand a week, 2-year contract, and squad rotational player, I think, is fair on him. I want to try and get him for 2 years. Hopefully he doesn't retire at the end of the season. It'll be nice to have him next season as well, because I think he could actually score some goals for us at crucial moments. It's great to have height in the box. We've got some good deliverers of the ball as well, so I think it could be a good fit. I'm obviously not going to sit here and say he's going to play every single game. He won't, but he's going to be a fourth striker. We've got Jermaine Defoe, got Anichebe, got Osoro, who are obviously wanting to try and develop into our starting striker next season, and we're hopefully going to bring in Peter Crouch. And as well as that, we do have some players in our youth academy as well. We can't promote all of them. We can only promote Wilson and Carter if we would like to. Wilson's looking definitely an interesting one. 18 years old, decent potential. We've got Carter as well. His potential is slightly less, but actually he's a higher overall at the moment. He actually looks quite good, does Carter, and his physical stats in particular. I'm not too sure that either of them are ready to actually be promoted yet, though. So I think we will just leave it for now. I don't want to rush them through into the senior team just yet. Oh no, what's happened here? Jan Kirchhoff will be departing the club. I wasn't even aware he had less than 6 months left on his contract. Okay, he's joining Crystal Palace at the end of his contract. At the end of the season, he's going. Luckily, we've signed a replacement in Yaya Toure. It's not a bad replacement to have, but I was not aware of Jan Kirchhoff leaving. So, yeah, that's out of the blue. Positive news, though. Crouch signs. So, sort of bringing in height when we've got height leaving next season. Yeah, a little bit shocked about that one, but, you know, Peter Crouch has signed, so that's good news. I'm sure he could play a similar role in the team. Probably not, but he's 74 overall. He's not that fast, but we weren't expecting that. Heading accuracy's only 81, but again, you know, he's a good option, I think, off the bench. You can't argue with someone that's 6'7", can you? Quite literally, because that would probably not end well. But 71 strength, that's surely gone down a little bit. Anyway, though, I think it's a good signing. I think it could have potential. Yeah, I think we need to get rid of Stephen Pienaar. Jesus Christ, why have we still got him here? We don't use him. Oh yeah, I haven't got rid of him because he's retiring on us, isn't he? Typical. That's the same as John O'Shea as well. Can't get rid of either of them. Great. Okay, since we've just seen Jan Kirchhoff leave us, we are going to offer Anichebe a new 1-year deal. Just a contract extension. We don't want players leaving for free in an ideal world. So we are going to offer him a Porter first team play, 40 grand a week, and see what he says to that. So yeah, Kirchhoff leaving the club. Buckley's free to leave if he wants to be honest. Not too sure. Not too bothered about that one. Payne as well, and same with Ledger. So none of those will be getting new contracts. Now onto the game that we have against Charlton in the Cup. An important game because we obviously can't slip up here, ideally. It's in the FA Cup as well. We want to get through into the FA Cup as far as we can, really, in that Cup. And we are going to change around the team. Game against Tottenham, 3 days' time. We're obviously going to prioritise that. And yeah, let's decide on the team to play this game. And this is the side I'm going to go with for this game against Charlton. Tom Heaton's going to start for us in goal in today's match. I'm pretty sure this is his debut. Gomez at right back, Jason Denayer, Kimbemba and Taylor and the rest of the defence. And we got Paredes and McNair starting in holder midfielder. Watmore on the right-hand side, Fry on the left-hand side. Osoro in behind Anichebe, who's also going to start up front with him. This is the match I've gone with. Giliborgi, Moreno, Elena, Kessie on there as well, potentially getting his debut if he comes on. Januzaj, Gooch and Crouch as the other options. Crouch will be an interesting one. I'm going to try and get him on the pitch at some point if we can, and we'll see how he gets on. He might only have 20 minutes in his legs, but it's better than nothing, I think. So, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Obviously, not that many decent players on the bench, because we're obviously keeping them for the Tottenham game. But still, I think enough quality in this team to try and beat Charlton. I mean, let's make it very clear, we should be beating Charlton. Okay, here we go for this game against Charlton in the FA Cup. It's the Stadium of Light we're at here as well, at our home ground. I'm hoping for a really good performance from the team. Obviously, a lot of different sort of players playing here. I'm interested to see how Osoro gets on as well. And there's some other players as well that we could potentially bring on off the bench. Hopefully a good performance to get into the next round. Need to make sure there's no slip-ups as well. But that sort of thing is made more likely by the changed team, obviously. Just need to prevent an attack early on here if we can. It's more like it. No, the through. Good chance. Saved by Tom Heaton. It's an early chance here for Charlton, attacking well in the opening 5 or 6 minutes. And it's going to be a cross into the box here. And Tom Heaton will just about punch away. Paddy McNair still running forward here, looking for an opportunity. Oh, God, he gets taken out by his own player. Oh, what a ball. Oh, my days. Whew, Charlton have been very, very good in this game. I'm a little bit worried at the moment because we've not started very well, struggled to attack, struggled to defend, and that is never a good combination. Soro waiting for another passing opportunity. He's got Fry. Oh, he's got to beat the goalkeeper, I think, there on his left foot. Ah, such a good chance. That's our best opportunity so far of today's match. Not had many of them. Sadly, couldn't quite take that one. Paddy McNair now bring it inside to Soro. Paredes going to hit this one. Oh, I thought he'd flown into the top right-hand corner. So close. Still unable to get ourselves a goal. Again, another good chance for Charlton. Tearing us apart defensively. The shot wasn't quite there, though, this time. What more? Inside to Soro. Go on. Oh, you've got to bury that one on his left foot. Don't know why he took it on his left-hand side. It's got to be 1-0 though. We've had a couple of decent chances now. We've actually turned the game around a little bit in terms of the chances created. Ours have probably been the better at this point. Okay, half-time, 0-0. Not a great result at the moment, obviously, but I think we have had the better of the chances overall. We just need to keep going. We need to keep creating chances. Eventually, I've got a feeling one will go in, but yeah, I'm just hoping that no goals go in the other end. That's the only concern at the moment. Need to have a better performance. Ideally, get ourselves an early goal in the second half. That would help us out massively. If not, we're going to have to bring on reinforcements, and those reinforcements will be Peter Crouch. Oh, that's a terrible challenge on Soro. Got to be a free kick and a card, surely. Dives in massively there, does Pearce. It's rightly a booking as well. Terrible, terrible challenge from Jason Pearce. I'm pretty sure that's the former Leeds player going in on that challenge there. Look at that. Doesn't even have the ball, Soro. Awful challenge. Free kick opportunity, maybe a little bit too far out. I don't know how much quality we have in this team for free kicks. Not much. Fry might be our best option. Not as much power, though. Does he have the accuracy? Oh, off the bar, all my days. That was a little bit closer than I thought. Charlie Taylor was there to nod it towards the goalkeeper. Not as much of a threat, though. But it wasn't even in the corner as that free kick was just taken. It was actually fairly close to the goalkeeper. It just doesn't move. And Ichibi looking to run through here. Needs an option. Going to cut this one back to Paddy McNair. Takes a touch and shoots over the bar. We have to make some changes, I think, here, because the players are tiring and we're not really creating any more clear-cut chances. Okay, here are the changes. Peter Crouch, Gooch and Kessie all to come on. We are going to take off McNair, Ichibi and Soro. We're going with the big man up front here. Peter Crouch has to come and save us. 25 minutes to go. Does he have 25 minutes in his legs? That's the big question. And he's going to be the big answer, hopefully, for us. Quite literally. Here we go. Let's get ourselves a goal to win this. Shouldn't really be needing such, well, to bring on these sort of players so late on in this game, but we are needing to do it, and hopefully it can lead to ourselves getting a goal. We're also going to go for more crosses now, but Crouch with a chance to shoot early on, and looking promising so far. Yes, well, one back here by Gooch. Going to now play it back to, well, into Peter Crouch's feet, actually. Got runners now going in behind Crouch, onto Paredes, back to Crouch. Go on! Yes, he's got himself a goal already. 73rd minute, the number 9. Peter Crouch gets the goal. He's only been with the club about 6 minutes, and he has managed to already get himself a goal. Little 1-2 there, and what a finish. Peter Crouch potentially getting ourselves the winning goal here. And what a way to start his Sunderland career, and fantastic, fantastic stuff. That could be the goal that takes us into the next round. There's still plenty more to be done though, with plenty of time left. Kessie's come on and looks really good, by the way. Very promising start to his career as well. Paredes on to Gooch, who's running forward. Could the floodgates open here? Gooch, oh, could have really made ourselves a second goal. Really, really good chance. Should have probably been a second goal, in fact, as well. The finish wasn't quite there. Do we have a good cross to Peter Crouch in the middle? It is a good cross. Crouch goes for it, and I think he's offside in the end. No, it's not. It's just a goal kick. Yes, go on, Crouch. We know you've got the pace. Oof, he's gone for it. It's not a great challenge. Yes, the playing is all onside here. Yes, we're playing it through to Gooch, and it's 2-0. Peter Crouch calls it again. He gets the assist, and he also gets the injury, which means that Gooch is able to run through so freely here. Bad sportsmanship, yeah, but I don't care. We need to beat Charlton. It's 2-0, we'll take it. The two substitutes combining, and both of them have scored now. Gooch getting himself a goal with 7 minutes to go. It's 2-0, and what a way that we've turned this game around with those few changes that we've made. Much, much better since they've come on. And Peter Crouch making a huge impact. At this rate, he's going to be starting for us. Really, really good start to his career here at Sunderland. Fry galloping forward. Needs someone to get in the box if he can. Peter Crouch desperately trying to get in there. Going to cut it back. Crouch is in there, so was Gooch. Didn't quite reach Crouch, which was a shame because it was a great crossing opportunity. But it's a 2-0 win against Charlton. Okay, we shouldn't have had to leave it that late, but we have done, but we've got through. That is the main thing. 12 shots, 7 on target, deserved victory in the end, and we've got into the next round. Brilliant starts to a few of our new players that we've signed. Really, really good debuts for them. On to some player drills now. We're going to go with the exact same 5 drills this week. We look like we could have quite a good week with these two. Hopefully Osoro and Wilson can both go up here with those stats, which potentially could go flying up. Osoro does go up to 72 overall. Wilson does go up on loads of his stats. Not quite at 58 just yet, though. Okay, I don't think I have any plans to make any more signings, to be honest. I mean, obviously still leave your suggestions because we won't quite finish the transfer window in today's episode. But a transfer offer in here for Kone, a player that I've not listed and have no intention of getting rid of. We're just going to reject that one straight away. It's Lille that puts in a bit there. And we also won't have time to play the Tottenham game either because we did so many transfers before the last game against Charlton, so apologies about that. But once we come out of the January transfer window, we obviously get back to the 3 games an episode. But for now, we won't be able to play it in today's episode. Got some more, again, more emails to take a look at. The first one is for Tom Davies, a player that I've been scouting just to kind of see exactly what overall he is. Obviously coming through really nicely at Everton, 68 overall, 18 years old, and actually some decent stats for his age. Certainly one that we're looking at the moment, but I wouldn't necessarily sign him right now. I think he'd be someone that we'd sign maybe next season if we were to get him in, but it would be quite an interesting one to try and sign if we were to get him. Bid in for Dwayne Defoe, it's £6 million from Bristol City. It's an interesting one. Again, Dwayne Defoe is feeling very insecure about his position at the club. But I've got no interest in getting rid of him. Certainly not now. I contemplate it maybe at the end of the season, depending on how his form goes between now and then. But certainly for now, no need to get rid of him. And we've also got 90 grand there for getting through into the next round of the FA Cup. Everything at the moment is going really, really well for us. Got a game against Tottenham next episode. That's going to be a very tough match, obviously. Arsenal just 2 points behind us now because we've dropped a few points recently, as we expected, as we go through this season. But that is everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Apologies that we've only played 1 game, but it has been mainly transfers, as you've obviously seen. Next episode, we'll get to the game against Spurs. We've also got a game against Palace, I think, as well. And maybe time for a 3rd one if we can finish those transfers. Thank you very much for watching. If we could try and hit 75 likes on today's episode, I would really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel, or maybe you just haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'll be absolutely fantastic. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.